recover from anything.
That's right. They want to know that you're dead.
Yeah, it's
dead.
over.
Yeah.
Your career is done. Your life is over.
Yeah,
and you've said the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You've done the wrong thing. I mean, obviously, there's some reasons for some people to be like Harvey Weinstein's a perfect example.
Right.
That guy should be in jail.
Of course,
for sure.
But this is rape.
He's a rapist.
Yeah, this is rape.
At least alleged rapist.
Right.
For sure, he's done a lot of horrible shit.
Correct.
But then there's people that like what did Samantha Bee say today? She called Ivanka a cunt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What happens there? Think she gets in trouble? I bet she doesn't.
She's not going to get in
trouble. I bet
she
doesn't because this is left wing.
Yeah, she's left wing. It's
like
okay.
Keith
It's
Olbermann.
a safe space to say sorry. I'm
Have you seen some of the shit that Keith Olbermann has said about
Trump? He got a job at ESPN. They don't care.
There are fucking so many tweets that he put out that are crazy, calling Trump a Nazi and fuck you and.
Think about like what people say about like Ben Carson and black conservatives. We get called. Ben Carson was literally called a porch monkey, you know, and that's totally fine. He's black. It doesn't matter. They've like created this system.
But who is it that did it though? It wasn't like a famous person.
No, it was a famous person. Absolutely called him a porch monkey.
Black person?
It was a famous black person.
Yeah, that's like if I call a guy Guinea.
Yeah, but it's a porch monkey is like not. I don't care who it's coming from, right? Like
yeah, but black people are allowed to say racist shit. Other black people, if it's
but is
racist,
that okay?
It's not okay.
Right?
None of it's okay.
Like the Uncle Toms, the
but we
Coons,
got weird,
the stuff that
weird laws or rules culturally,
and I don't like those laws and rules, so I push back.
I hear you.
Yeah,
I agree. Well, it's definitely hypocritical.
Yeah.
Like someone was saying, there's a tweet that I retweeted today. That Smallville girl. That Smallville show is still on the air. And that girl is apparently, she's admitted to sex trafficking and that some of it was her idea.
I read this.
Smallville still on the air, and they're pulling Roseanne from Hulu.
Right.
Roseanne swears she did not know that lady was black.
Right.
She swears.
She doesn't look
Here
like
it is.
if you don't.
Allison Mack says branding the sex slaves was her idea. Branding them.
Nice, Allison.
That means like burning a logo into their bodies.
Right.
What is wrong with that? I don't know enough about that story.
Right.
But that bitch must be off the charts.
She's crazy, yeah.
Woo.
But it's only acceptable. Like if you have any ties whatsoever to conservative thought, if you have even liked a tweet that Trump sent out, like forget about it. Forget about it.
Well, I'm not even conservative, but I have conservative people on.
You talk to
and people call me alt-right and all this crazy shit. They're just looking to silence and label.
Right. They're obsessed with labels.
Yeah.
And I hate that. I hate the idea that you can't say something like they were literally, I mean, everyone piled in. Every celebrity on the sun piled in when I tweeted a couple of weeks ago that I was having a conversation. I don't know if you saw this. I was having a conversation at lunch because I've just been observing Chelsea Handler. I just think she's a weird person. Like, I don't know what happened because I used to really like her, like, 10 years ago.
That's when you were liberal.
Yeah, but like when she was, I had her show, like she was not politically correct. I mean, I don't know if anybody remembers the show Chelsea Lately, but she was making fun of everybody. And now with the era of Trump, she's like, something's weird.
Well, she's getting older, and I think she wants to be an activist now, and I think she's looking for more meaning and importance
because
in her
she doesn't have a family or children. And I tweet that.
Oh, you tweeted that?
I tweeted that.
I was gonna not say that. I was gonna not say that.
So I tweet that.
I'm
talking to like a friend at lunch. And we were talking about like why some of these like older women have just gone bonkers. And my friend made a comment. She's like, if you don't like use your eggs, they scramble. Like just saying like these women go crazy.
Oh shit!
That my friend said, but I didn't even tweet that. I didn't tweet that.
Your friend should put that shit on a T-shirt.
I know, it's really funny. If you don't use your eggs, they scramble. So I was like cracking up. I know, but there's something there, right? There's something there. It's not politically correct, but I observed the pattern of Kathy Griffin. I observed the pattern of Chelsea Handler and Sarah Silverman on the fence. Not as bad, but in that neighborhood. So I tweet out, do you think there's something associated like between like women who don't have children and they need something to nurture and foster and try to raise? And in this sense, it's society. Like they are just trying to parent the hell out of society. And
do you think Sarah does that?
Sarah goes back and forth.
She's
more
she's
like on the fence. She's a kind person, but there's something like once in a while I'm just like, what? Like I did actually go back and I said, you know what, Sarah, I shouldn't put you in the same category as Kathy and Chelsea, but it's like this. They're like obsessed with like everything, and they're completely wrong and uneducated about everything, and yet they think they can say whatever they want. So I tweet this, and I mean, everyone was like, "You delete the tweet." Like Ellen, the Ellen Show's producers, like, I mean, Jake Tapper, like, delete the tweet. I was like, I'm not deleting.
Jake Tapper told you to delete?
Yeah, Jake Tapper jumps.
He told you to delete the tweet?
You know, he said like, this is literally. So I tweet this, has nothing to do with Trump, anybody. He's like, this is the girl who like supports Trump and works for Turning Point USA, which loves Trump. I'm like, what is the weirdest like logical jump
Jake Tapper
ever?
said that?
Yeah, and I just like, I'm like,
Jake,
stop yourself. Like, come on. So and everyone was just like, delete the tweet, and I was just like, how about
what was
no?
the actual wording of the tweet?
I think my exact words were, at lunch with a friend, talking about like how bizarre Chelsea Handler, Kathy Griffin, and Sarah Silverman. So Sarah Silverman had just tweeted something like pro MS-13. It was like the whole Israel, like, it was bizarre, you know, and how crazy they've gotten. And then I just said, like, do you think that something really happens to women if they don't have, you know, children? And it was just a question.
Isn't that bizarre that that's such a hot spot? It's like, you're going after the soft spot on them. You leave them alone.
Yeah.
They're on our team.
Right.
But
and
you
I'm
could
like,
say anything about like Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
That's why I said, I was like, imagine they can say anything to Ivanka. This girl's not even going to lose her job, right?
That's true.
And you can say anything to Ivanka. You can say anything to Sarah Sanders, anything to anybody, to me, right? Yeah. Anybody that supports Trump, it doesn't matter. But then like these women who literally go after these people, like the amount of vitriol that Chelsea Handler has thrown to Ivanka, you know, to every single woman in the world. Chrissy Teigen's also like like she's just like angry, like, you know, just like hate. And then like you say one thing about them and like they're like, how could you even question? How could you even ask the question if it's because they don't have kids? And I'm like, the fact that you guys are so outraged makes me sort of think that, you know,
might be a point there.
Yeah, a little bit. And I didn't delete the tweet.
If you didn't have any point at all, it wouldn't work.
Right.
And that way,
they would just be like,
no one
stupid.
no one would be upset at you. They're like, look at this person. She doesn't know what the fuck she's talking
and
about.
And I tweeted that. I was like, there's got to be something here because you guys are all losing your minds, you know? So Sarah Silverman responded. Kathy Griffin was like, they went nuts. This was like a full-on like...
Well, Kathy Griffin is so happy someone's talking about her. She's
I know.
Like,
I know.
yes.
She's like, yeah, but she's bizarre. And they've gotten bizarre. And at one point, these people, to me, were funny. And something sort of just happened, and like Trump is the means, like whatever they're going through in life, the outlet is Trump and anybody that likes Trump.
Well, people think there's a cultural war going on. There most certainly is.
There is, for sure.
But you know, so they feel like they're on a side, and they have to, you know, they're going to lob grenades.
Right.
They're in the war.
Yeah.
And it also gives people a sense of purpose, like that engaging in these Twitter fights somehow or another is like reinforcing the good behavior and shutting down the bad behavior. And
right.